This is Fanta. She's a 2.5-year-old warmblood filly, and she's come to Kandoo Equine to take part in a starting under saddle series of clinics. This is clinic number 4. In the first clinic, we did the round pen work, which is what I'm doing here. Fanta's decided that she'd rather eat the hay, so we're having a bit of a discussion about that. And then the next one, we put the bridle on and we did some bridle work with shoulder control. And in the third clinic, we taught them to long line. And this is the fourth clinic, and this is the first ride, or really the first sit on. So it's the first saddling. The most important thing is to keep the horse safe, apart from keeping us safe, of course, but keep the horse safe and stop the horse from being hurt. So rather than just throw the saddle on and let the horse bucket out, what I want to do is make sure that I've got control of the horse's feet on the ground so that she can inside turn and outside turn and come to me, which she does, which is great, before I put the saddle on. I also want to make sure that she can travel in frame and she understands the bridle properly. So here, with long lining, the last clinic that was 3 weeks ago was a long lining clinic. She learnt to long line. This is the first time she's long lined today, and she didn't do a very good job today. She did, but she got a little bit upset here, and actually we long lined her again after we'd done a few other things, and she was much better and much quieter, and you'll see that in a moment too. These starting horses under saddle, is all about engaging their brain, especially a horse like this. This horse is, as I said, she's a warmblood filly, and she's very intelligent. So she's always thinking a lot, and she's thinking quite fast. So it's our job, really, to make it interesting for her. If she gets bored, she gets a bit dangerous. So it's really important that we keep her interested and keep her motivated. And with her, it's particularly important that we keep her going forward. There, I'm just laying the whip over her rump. Here she has the saddle on, so we're long lining her again with the saddle on. And this was about 15 minutes later, and you see now she's already, just after 15 minutes, she's much quieter and much more relaxed. The circle's better. Everything's better, really. In between those two times, and we'll come to that in a minute, we did a bit of hips to the fence work and a little bit of give to the bit on the ground. But it is about 15 minutes, but we didn't let her trot all the time. You can see she's not hot, she's not sweaty. I really need her to think. I really don't want her to be tired. If she's tired, she's not learning. Just a little bit of canter, just to make sure that she can, and also if there was a buck in there, it'll usually come out in the canter. She learned to long line 3 weeks ago, as I said, and I think her owner took her home and didn't have a lot of time to do long lining. She did it once just at walk, so I'm quite pleased with how Fanta's going on the long lines. And this is one of the bonuses of having a very intelligent horse, is they pick things up very quickly. You just have to be very careful what you teach. Here she's doing hips to the fence. This is an important exercise. So it teaches the horse to move its hips to the fence so that you can mount safely. I always mount from the fence. It's much better for the horse's back to mount from the fence or a mounting block. So I like to teach them this lesson. It's a very simple lesson. It's an easy lesson. And they learn quite quickly to stand nice and quietly at the fence while you sack them out. They get used to having you standing above them. And it just makes it very easy and very safe when you do get on. Right here, Fanta's doing a side pass on the ground. When you teach hips to the fence, you get this automatically. I'm just moving her shoulder and her hindquarter there together just to get her moving a little bit. She felt a little bit locked in. Yeah, she's doing really nicely, and she's been standing very quietly and calmly. And so I'm just going to sort of swing my leg over a little bit and maybe bang her on the rump with my leg a bit. Obviously I'm not going to get on. I haven't got a saddle on. I haven't got a helmet on. But this is a very nice lesson for sacking out and getting her used to having me above her. Here we are back with the saddle on now, and I'm bouncing up and down a little bit, mostly on the rail, not really in the saddle. I don't want to pull that saddle over her withers. That's the whole point in getting on the fence or on a mounting block. I just need to sack her out. I want to touch her with my foot and have her feel my weight in the saddle. And this was her lesson really for the day, was just to have me sitting on her, and she's done really well with that. Need to make sure that she's quite happy for me to, bang her with my foot when I get on, and she seems quite content with that. And also move my legs around. And that's very good, and that was all we wanted her to do today, so she had a fabulous lesson. Well done, Fanta.